My dear students, happy morning to all of you. Thank you very much. Last few classes I had explained to you about the projection of plane surfaces. The plane surfaces instruction was given to you with a freehand sketching. But I request everyone to perform the answers or to draw the answers on the graph sheets or the plane sheets using proper instruments and accurately following the dimensions. Students who do not have the graph sheets, they are requested to draw the answers on the ordinary A4 size plain sheets. That will be valued and internal assessment marks will be given to you. The process of evaluating your your sheets of planes 1, planes 2, planes 3 will be intimated to you in due course of time. I have done 4 problems in planes 1, 3 problems in planes 2 and 3 problems in plane 4. Please go through thoroughly and see that you draw the answers on the graph sheets or the plane sheets before, as you have sufficient time nowadays, except the theory classes which you have been attending as per the physics cycle theory subjects. So when you have time, please so that you properly perform all the answers or draw all the answers on the graph sheets and plane sheets to submit to us. The process of submission and evaluation will be intimated to you in due course of time. Today I am going to give you instructions for the new topic known as projection of solids. Under solids, I am going to deal with projection of pyramids, projection of cones, projection of prisms. All the 3 varieties, all the 3 types of solids will be covered in this particular topic. Today it is going to be projection of pyramids. Let me show you an example. I have here in my hand a square base pyramid. Pyramid is considered as having a base. It can be square, pentagon, hexagon, any shape it can have. Similar to a lamina, the base is similar to lamina. It has got, the present one has got 4 corners and 4 sides because the base itself is square. Each and every corner of the base is joined to a point at the top. This point is known as apex or vertex. And this line is called as slant edge or inclined edge. With the base edge and the slant edges, we have a triangle surface. This triangle surface is called as inclined surface because they are not straight, they are also called as inclined surface. So this square pyramid has got 4 slant edges, 4 inclined surfaces. Top you have an apex. From the apex to the center of the base, you must imagine an axis. From the apex to center of the base. The axis is perpendicular to the base. That's why we call this as right regular square pyramid. On the other hand, if the axis is inclined, apex is here, the base is here, axis is inclined, then those solids are called as oblique pyramids, oblique solids, which is not in our syllabus. All our problems deal with right regular pyramids where the axis is always perpendicular to the base. I just gave an example of a square pyramid, a square base which has got slant edges and triangle surfaces. Let me show you one more pyramid here. This is the pentagon. Pentagon base. It has got 5 slant edges, 5 triangular surfaces. Apex point, the vertex point, center you have the base here, pentagon, you must imagine again the axis. If you look at the hexagon, I am showing one hexagon base pyramid, that is hexagon base pyramid, which has got 6 edges, 6 corners, slant edges, 6 triangle surfaces, 6. That is the hexagon pyramid. So we are going to study here what is called as the projections of the pyramid when they are lying in different positions. Projections of pyramid when they are lying in different positions. One example. When you keep the pyramid in this manner, it is lying on the base. If you keep a pyramid in this manner, you can make out it is standing on the side and the axis inclined to HP. If you keep the pyramid in this manner, it is standing on the corner. All of you can see it's standing on the corner, but axis inclined to HP. So last class when we deal with the laminar topic, I told you refer to the left hand side to start the initial figure, whether it is going to stand on the side, stand in the corner. For all the solids, you should look at the right hand side. You should look at the right hand side. If the pyramid is standing on the side, draw the initial figure right hand side straight perpendicular to HP, it will stand on the side. If the pyramid is standing in the corner, right hand side you must have a corner, draw the initial figure. When you make it tilt to HP, it will stand in the corner. So you should observe right hand side of the initial figure, whether it is going to stand in the corner, stand on the edge. Very important. Now, what we are going to study is very simple. When this pyramid is in different positions, how to draw. I'll just give an example. When the pyramid is inclined to HP, all of you can see it is standing on the side inclined to HP. To draw the new top view, apex is near than the base. Apex is near than the base. In the top view, what will happen? Base is not fully seen, only outer boundary seen. And when you draw the top view, I am going to explain to you how to draw this top view. The slant edges which are visible should be drawn by a full line. The slant edges which are not visible should be drawn by a dotted line. I am going to give a simple rule how to draw the new projection on HP, when the pyramid is inclined, how to draw the top view. I am just giving instructions about procedure to draw the final figure. For example, if the pyramid is inclined to VP, it is standing on the side. Front view, base is nearer, base is fully seen on the VP, and apex is away, base fully. So, one simple rule you please follow. Depending upon the look arrow, whether you are going to draw top view or the front view, base is fully seen only when the base is nearer to the look arrow. Base is fully seen when the base is near look arrow. If the base is away and the apex is nearer, then base is only outer boundary seen. If you can follow this principle, you can easily solve the problems on pyramid. And we are going to deal with different shapes of pyramid like square, pentagon, hexagon, triangle. When they lie in different positions in the first quadrant, how to draw the upper and top view, how to draw the upper and front view, we are going to discuss in due course of time. As shown here, a 3D picture of a square base pyramid. Very clear, the square base, 4 corners I have named it as A, B, C, D, and I have drawn here an axis, apex point is O. Axis is normally drawn long and short, that is the axis must be drawn. OA, OB, OC, OD, what I have drawn, they are all known as slant edges. SLANT, slant edges. They are also called as inclined edges. They are also called as inclined edges. OA, OB, OC, OD. O is known as apex. It is known as apex. Sometimes you also call it as vertex. O, apex or the vertex. We have an axis from the vertex to the center of the base, which is perpendicular to the base. A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, they are all called as base edges, base sides, base edges. This has got 4 triangular surfaces, OAB, OBC, OCD, etc. Just for clarity, let me shade at least one triangular surface here. I am shading here one triangular surface, that is OCD. OCD, I am just shading it here. You can observe the OCD is being shaded. Just to understand about the triangular surface. This is known as triangular surface, also called as inclined surface, also known as inclined surface. So these are all the major features of an ordinary pyramid. I have taken an example of a square pyramid. It can be triangle, pentagon, hexagon, any shape of the base. But the major features remains the same. Slant edges, triangular surfaces, base corners, base edges, and the axis, apex, and the vertex. For this particular pyramid, I have drawn the top view and the front view. You can just see here, top view I have drawn here A, B, C, D square. The bottom point here, axis O1 I have represented here. Front view I have drawn here, the base B and A happens to coincide, C and D happens to coincide, OA, OB, OC, OD, they happen to coincide. I have drawn the axis here, long and short, long and short. This is the length of the axis or the height of the axis, and O dash is the apex point. Here you can have O1 dash, the bottom, you can have O1 dash. So this is how the pyramid is drawn in top view and front view. Ordinary example I have taken a square pyramid. While solving the problem, in lamina I gave a hint, but now I am going to give a hint for the solids also. While solving the problem by change of position method, after the initial position, first step and second step, you always make true inclination first step. True inclination should be performed, should be first step, whereas apparent inclination you should do it as a second step. True angle or true inclination should be done first step. Apparent angle or apparent inclination should be done as second step. You will never go wrong in solving the problem. Soon after initial position. But while drawing the initial figure, whether it is going to stand at the corner, stand on the side, right hand side you observe and prepare the lamina, the pentagon, hexagon, triangle, whatever may be the shape. Right? If it is standing on the side, have right hand side straight. Standing on the corner, right hand side should be corner. That's why you should draw the initial figure. Rest it will follow inclined to HP, inclined to VP. This introduction is quite sufficient to solve the problems on pyramids. So I have given you sufficient information what exactly this pyramid is made up of, the nomenclature of the pyramid, how does it look in the top view, front view with an ordinary example of a square pyramid, solving the problem, true inclination first step, apparent inclination second step, so that you will never go wrong in solving the problems. With this, we can proceed to solve the problems on pyramids.